Joining us now is Central Washington head coach Brandon Rinta and student athletes Anjaylo, Lloyd, and Holden. After Azusa Pacific's 82-74 victory in an NCAA Division II West Regional Semifinal, Coach, if you just lead us off with your thoughts on the game.
Azusa Pacific's a really good team. Coming into the season, I talked about it yesterday. They were my pick, #1 in the West Region, and they hit some adversity, and it just took them a little while to right the ship. They played well tonight. Reedy played in our league for 3 years. He stepped up. He had a big game. Ken West is from the Seattle area, know him well. He had a big game. It was tough from the standpoint of losing our senior center 3 minutes into the game. And I think that you can look at it face value and it's easy to see what he means to this team, but as far as the game planning and the strategy and the game of basketball is so much about matchups, and it really hurt our ability to capitalize on the matchup advantages that we had.
What's the biggest problems that Azusa Pacific causes for teams?
Their size. They're just so big, and they're big and skilled, and they've got ways to take advantage of that.
Kevin, what was the feeling on the bench when you guys knew that your teammate was not going to be able to come back and play in this game?
I was shook. I thought I seen him get hurt. I thought it was just a little tweak. He would get back in the game. I looked over to my right and he was in a cast, and he gave us a talk at halftime saying that's probably the end of his senior season, and said that we can go out there and keep going. So,
Anjaylo, what was the feeling among the group at halftime?
We all knew that we just needed to keep fighting. I think what was we down? 2 points at half, and we just all came together in the huddle downstairs in our locker room saying that the game's not over. We got a whole second half. We just got to stick together, keep playing hard, keep having that next play mentality.
Brandon, talk about the injury a little bit. What was it? It looked to me as it was kind of a shoulder. And kind of how did you change the game plan knowing that your leading center was going to be out?
Yeah, he popped his shoulder out is what it sounds like. They had to put it back in, and it just wasn't comfort-wise, stability-wise. It was just not smart for him to go back in the game. It's not, if you've ever experienced an injury like that, it's not something that you can just tough through.
Yeah.
When you pop your shoulder out, essentially you're not going to be able to use that arm for a little bit. And so I know that if he could have fought through, that he would have. Luckily, we've got Mitch Breezy, who gave us some great minutes tonight. He was able to capitalize on some ball screen actions, but against a team like this, to have a center that can pick and pop and space the floor and shoot threes, that was instrumental in us beating them earlier in the year, and it was going to play a big role in our success today as well.
And so kind of what was working for you? I mean, I think you had 16 points, 16 points in that first half. Knowing what, Smod was out, what was kind of working for you?
I didn't really shoot the ball too well to my capability, but first half, I was just in attack mode.
Yeah.
Pretty much just playing me one-on-one, and I felt like I had the advantage on my matchup going to the rack. I just had to make better decisions with it, but overall I just felt like to stay in attack mode and just keep going.
Calvin, did you put any extra pressure knowing that he was out and, other scorers had to step up?
Not really, no. I mean, well, like Coach said, Mitch did a great job coming in and executing. So, I mean, ball was in my hand most of the time in the second half. I just create and look for my shot.
As an overall end to the season, a huge accomplishment. How do you guys build off this season for next year and, the years to come, knowing that this team made the tournament, won a game, and what will that do for this program moving forward?
What I told them in the locker room is it just gives us something concrete moving forward. There's a lot of banners in our gym staring down at us constantly, and that gives you belief that it can happen. But to be able to put a 2024 up there and to now have guys in the program that have been able to experience winning that tournament, making it to the national tournament, I think that it breeds confidence. It makes guys hungrier. And when you're able to make it back, guys are a lot more comfortable coming into this tournament. The teams that I didn't want to face in the first round was Azusa Pacific and Chico State. And, you put San Bern in there too, but they're just teams that have been here year after year. There's just a little bit higher level of comfortability, and that's why I was so proud that we would be able to come out yesterday and do what we did with a roster full of nobody experiencing the national tournament.
I was going to say, you had no one on your roster with national tournament experience, correct?
Correct.
I mean, that's Calvin, Anjaylo, you guys seniors, or?
I'm a senior.
Okay, but Calvin, you're coming back next year. Kind of, how much does this run help for next season?
I
Just
think
being here.
it was definitely a fun experience, man.
Yeah.
But like in the locker room, we were saying we got a chip on our shoulder. We got to come back and go even further. I think this is an expectation to come back next year.
Brandon, is that chip good for these players to have?
Chips are always good to have. Definitely. Yeah. That's the thing with sports is you can never be satisfied.
Yeah.
And that's where the three seniors on our team, they're allowed to be satisfied.
Yeah.
They're allowed to lay their head down at night for the rest of their life and have peace about what they poured into their program. But the guys that are coming back, even the life of a coach, you're never satisfied. You'd always be happier if you won one more game. And Kevin's going to make some improvements this year. He's going to take some steps, and I'm going to say, great, now do this. And that's what he's going to say to himself as well. And that's what having a chip on your shoulder does, is to allow you to continue to grow and never get complacent.
All good. All right, thank you very much, again.
Thank you.
Congratulations on
Yep.
the race.
Appreciate you guys hosting this.